the same formation. So it'll be a matching sort of system style of play. Look for a lot of chances for teams to attack and counter and get up the field as much as possible. Those flanks will be a lot of space, and we like to see the backs getting up as much as they possibly can. In last week's games, GRFC lost on Friday to Columbus, or FC Columbus, by a score of 3-0, but got back at it on Sunday, June 17th, by beating Detroit City FC by a score of 2-0. First points we ever got at Hamtramck in Detroit against DCFC. Ann Arbor, a little bit easier weekend. Only played on Friday and came out of it with a 4-0 victory over Kalamazoo. Waiting for our center referee here. Looks like Jason White on the whistle tonight in all yellow right in the middle. Trying to get all this set up on here as much as possible. A little bit of hold up here. Both teams looking to get things ready. Center referee's just not ready to do it yet. Not sure what the hold up is. We just get the ball moving around. Both teams sort of knocking the ball around, getting a foot on it as much as possible. So usually lineups on paper here. Looks like they're going to fix that goal that's behind Noah Fazekas, make sure that's all nice and tight. Look for a high potent offense. Both teams met June 1st in Ann Arbor. AFC Ann Arbor coming out with a 2-0 victory there. GRFC gave up 2 goals in the first 20 or so minutes of play and found themselves in a 2-0 deficit and controlled a lot of play later on. Just wasn't able to get a ball in the back of the net. You could talk to situations and see what it was that, hey, that 2-0 victory allowed AFC Ann Arbor to sort of take their foot off the gas a little bit and allowed GRFC a little bit more freedom to play. But whatever it was, it seemed to give a little bit of momentum to these guys, the boys in blue tonight, for them to come into this game and sort of put their mix on it. And just like that, we're off. Goes back into Shakely. Now it's all the way on that right backside. And a big ball over the top right away. And looks like Vector's going to have to run this one down. As it looks like Gamwana is going to come up there and pressure. Now Liati on the ball. Liati coming back in. Plays the ball back through Kayo. All the way out to the other side to Sehan. A little bit pass off the foot of Montoya. It's going to lead to a throw in here by FIBA. Good physical contact there as Kavanaugh goes up. Dispatch everything. Howell slides over to the right. It's interesting. So sort of a talk we talked about head coach Lewis Robinson of GRFC that Kenroy is a natural left winger was going to start in the left flank, but it looks like Kenroy Howell's on the right side and Anthony Bowie's on the other side. So maybe he's looking to get in Howell to come inside to his left foot and Bowie to do the same. As Donnie's under pressure on that far side. He gets hit hard. Ball's kept in play. Good physical play there to start with. And that'll sort of set the tone as Donnie sort of gets himself off the turf and comes back onto the field. And it looks like Gamwana and Kayo are the 2 defensive center midfielders sitting in there as Shakely's going to step a little bit higher. But it looked for them to sort of rotate out as much as possible too. So even in defensive situations, might sit 2 defensive center mids, but they're going to come through. Now we find Kenroy Howell on the ball for the first time. Howell shook off an injury earlier part of the season, back to basically 100% full strength right now, according to Coach Lewis Robinson. As Bowie's on the ball on the far side, 1v1. Brings the ball back inside, looks for him to have one, does hit it, finds Howell in the middle. Howell easy, quick turn and a goal right away. Inside 2 minutes of play, and GRFC finds himself in a strong advantage. Not sure if it was Bowie on the shot there, but Bowie's ball finds the feet of Kenroy Howell, and Howell just inside the 6 turns and puts the ball under Novotny for no problem. And just like that, 2 minutes into play in this game, and GRFC finds himself with a foot on the accelerator, and AFC Ann Arbor having to respond. I mean, you really couldn't draw up a better start to this game. It was the first real chance on both sides of the field. And that ball from Bowie just finds the feet of Howell. Howell cushions it well. Novotny not able to close it down a little bit. Maybe his defenders got a little bit too sunk back into their spots, and he's able to bury it with his left foot. It's going to go down as a goal for Kenroy Howell in the 2nd minute of play, and the assist by Anthony Bowie too. And you got great stuff going on both those players. So both those flank players who see themselves a little bit more space to attack now get some freedom to do things, and now AFC Ann Arbor has to adjust. Touch off Montoya's feet. It's going to be a throw in for Athiba on this near side. So no matter what you do, you can come in with a game plan in a game for head coach Eric Rudland of AFC Ann Arbor, who's been with them for a long time. He's their sporting director as well. But you come in with a game plan, and just like that, you find yourself 2-0 down inside 2 minutes of play, and it changes a lot of stuff. That ball played off, and number 4, Adiambo, just flirting with that offsides line. So Vector and Vanderlaan, really good at communication, held their line tight, and that ball just goes to front, and it's going to find Odiambo offsides. Fazekas sporting a new hairstyle this week, a little bit more streamlined version. He's going to take the free kick from here. It's an indirect free kick just outside their own 18. Fazekas goes long, looking for Bowie again. Bowie a little flick, looking for Doney, but Doney already made the run inside of him. There's a high energy right now. GRFC's pressing hard and pressing high, especially with that goalkeeper and the ball on his feet. Novotny hits this one up. Kavanaugh's going to go uncontested. This is Cawley. Cawley just smashes up the field. Vanderlaan unlucky on that one, not able to play the feet of Kavanaugh or Howell. Sehan with the throw. Come on with the flick in. Now this is where you want to see GRFC sort of come through. Referee calls play on there. Here's it from the crowd. Ball played through. He might be in. Vector comes down. Fazekas comes out to break it. And the shot from Odiambo is just wide. And Vector comes out to try to make a tackle. Misses the tackle in there, but Odiambo is just strong and pacey through. And that chance really could have made it 1-1 here early in the game. So that's the first clear-cut chance for AFC Ann Arbor, and it was a good one at that. Odiambo not able to put it on frame, though. It's a missed opportunity there for sure. Vanderlaan and Vector played the first one where Odiambo was offsides really well. In that situation, not as much. But all still, it's just going to be a goal kick for the restart for GRFC. Segas hits on the midfield. Doney sort of stumbles over his own feet, and Gamwana. Header by Vanderlaan, a little bit out of bounds. Montoya looks to restart quickly for AFC Ann Arbor, leaves it. Kaya with the flick on. This is Odiambo again. Vector tight pressing this time. In the pass with the pressure from Vector goes out of bounds. That's going to be a throw in on that far sideline. GFC, no shortage of long throwers on this team. As Bowie can do it, Gronwall can do it, but nobody does it like Trent Vector. So look for him to get up in the offensive third. Kavanaugh fights that challenge. Thiba up in attack. Gamwana off the chest now. 2v1 versus Athiba. Sutton recovers now. That pass a little bit farther for Montoya than you like, but he's able to recover and get it. Now Athiba just defending 1v1, comes away with it, no problem. Now it's Howell. For Doney to hold this up. This is what the big New Zealander does very well. Gamwana's not able to keep it, or keeps it there. Ball stays in bounds. Cawley looks to switch it. Subsinkus now. Back to Cawley. Ball sort of bouncing around a lot in the air right now. No tackle there. Bowie's up there 1v1. Absolutely gets leveled by Kayo in there under pressure. Kayo just steps in. gives up the free kick. Boys or the Grand Army over there calling for a yellow. Center referee not having much of it right now. It's gonna be a free kick way out, about 50 yards probably from goal here in the ankles. Norwell's gonna take it. Target on most of these is Doney. Doney big, 6'4", 6'5" striker. AFC and Arbor holding a high line on the 18. There's Doney, plenty of space to go into. And Doney looks like the target. Able to get it, plays into Bowie now. Now plays into Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's gonna try to keep it in, not able to do so. And a good little build-up play in there. Sort of saw a goal like that come in one of the World Cup matches today. With that sort of header back, a little flick and a toe poke nutmeg. No shortage of good soccer action right now, especially with the World Cup going on and the NPSL and all the other leagues going around in the United States. Navati to take the goal kick. GRFC just sort of drops off pressure, expecting something to go long. And it does. Vector wins the header fairly easy. Kyle tries to keep it on the ground, able to do it. Bowie does. Now we're through Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh looks to play in right away and just overhits the pass a little bit. I think he was looking for Howell spinning out, but he hits it too direct. Vanderlund wins that header. Settled by Shakely. Kavanaugh fights through it, finds the feet of Howell. Howell's pacey, definitely has some speed. He does get muscled off the ball there, and there's a whole bunch of traffic going on here. Looks like a little handbags here. Center referee's gonna stop it. A little bit of confusion. Looks like Doney and like maybe Seahan over here just getting in a tussle right now. Center referee's gonna go over, talk to the AR2 on this side, sort of have a conversation. This could be an interesting situation here because he brings it back over for an off-the-ball foul. This could be a dangerous situation for either Seahan or Doney. McCauley, the captain's walked over and talking. Our center referee's gonna go at him. He's gonna give a yellow card. It looks like to Cawley. And that's it. It's going to be a free kick for GRFC. About 15 yards past half, 13 yards past half. So Cawley's going to sit on the yellow card here. Just at the end of almost the 10th, 11th minute of this game. It's for an off-the-ball foul there. Jack McCarron's going to take this free kick. Once again, Doney's going to be the target. It's really interesting too that Cawley's the one sitting in the yellow, and Cawley gets the job right away to mark up Scott Doney, who he just got into it with. So definitely a situation for our officials to pay attention to. McCarron flights it in. Doney's the target. Looks like AFC and Arbor's going to be able to clear. Odiambo's going to be under pressure right away, but Fazekas, plenty of space to receive the ball here. Just has to go long. It's going to be a physical battle here today as Gamrana switches all the way over across. It looks like Liati on that far side, Aisley Liati. Tries to hit a long-range shot. Vector brings it down with calmness on his feet. But GRFC not able to possess and finds themselves on the back foot here. But GRFC in that 4-3-3 as Bowie picks this pass off. Physical play in there for him and Turnbull. Ball's going to go out of bounds, but GRFC is in that 4-3-3 formation, and it looks like when it's on the defensive side, it's basically a 4-5-1 as they all just drop in nice and tight and leave Doney up on his own. AFC and Arbor a little bit more conventional in that 4-3-3, but they sit those four backs, and those three front runners sort of stay up the whole time, and a lot of times you'll see Gamwana or Shakely joining the attack. Yeah, they're not able to bring it down. Ball sort of bouncing around still a little bit as Gamwana finds it again. Finds the feet of Montoya. Montoya, Liati on that far side. Liati against Gronewald, not able to do anything with it. Atheba goes up, maybe gets a head flick to it. This is now Seahan on here. Atheba wins that challenge. So the legs get tossed up, and it's going to be a throw in for AFC and Arbor. rush to get this in play. He's definitely going to probably tighten this game up a lot, especially off the ball foul there. And that looked like it was Shakely. Oh, ball throw. Correction. Oh, out of bounds. Donnie posts up on this one. Shakely on the ball. Dribbling through. He's going to play negative. Going to skip it all the way back to the weak side center back, which is Sapsinkas. There's plenty of space going in. Over to Turnbull now. Bowie has to recover to defend. And AFC and Arbor just being able to play the ball across the back right now. GRFC sort of letting them be able to do that. Odiambo looks to head flick it on for Gamwana. Fazekas takes a touch, a little bit heavy, but he's able to recover on it. Gamwana trying to hide behind him a little bit. See if Fazekas takes a look and sees him. Now he has to. Fazekas hits this one real hard. He's going to find the head of Sapsinkas now, and Bowie to sort of try to heel flick Scott Doney in. Not able to get much on it. In the 14th minute of play here, Houseman Field, GRFC leads AFC and Arbor by a score of 1-0 off that early goal in the 2nd minute from Kenroy Howell. That left-footed ball just inside the 6 off almost like an assist or a fake shot. Goal doesn't count. That foul was called on Groenwald as Gamwana just hit him a little too hard. Groenwald's going to come in here, so there was a whistle. Not everybody heard it right off the bat. So that simple pass in from Montoya. It's not not Montoya. From Odiambo is not going to count. And instead it's going to be a direct free kick in our own defensive third for GRFC. So far early on in this game for the AFC and Arbor, you can see the speed that Odiambo has and Gamwana coming out of that midfield. Coming out of the midfield, and what they have, it's a little hard for Groenwald, Vector, and Vanderline to deal with right now, just because they get up in there. You can see Odiambo just sitting up high the whole time on those two center backs, making them constantly worry about what's going on. And it's never the run with the ball that's the problem. It's always the run without the ball because players find space for it. Kaio on it now. Kaio looks to bring it across. Odiambo tried to go through. Just Kaio didn't see him. Vector going to try to shield this one out. Able to turn in with it is some pressure by Galmania. Ball played up high to Scott Doney. Doney takes off the chest high. Moving out there, Peter Spahn, but the ball's kept in bounds there. Doney sort of comes through, and here's numbers for GRFC. Kenroy Howell on the far side by himself. Gets it on his right foot, looks for him to bring it in on his left, as he is naturally a left-footed player. He does able to do it, but Novotny easy down to his left, as Howell doesn't get all of it. And it sort of comes to his easy rolling save for Novotny. Even though he did go down to the ground, it just looked like it was nice and easy for him. And maybe that's part of that strategy I talked about earlier in the game, with Howell playing on this right flank, being able to bring that ball into his left foot. Very similar to Aaron Robin. What he does. Howell on the ball through Athiba. Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh hits a ball hard to Bowie. Bowie will be able to take it off his feet. Bowie 1v1 against Turnbull now. And Bowie had the assist before. Turnbull not able to keep it in. Here's that first situation chance for Vector in that long throw as Bowie thought about taking it himself, but puts it down on the ground and Vector jogs up. And all the big boys for GRFC, Groenwald and Doney, get up into the attack a little bit here, because this is just like a corner kick. And there's no shortage that Vector can't throw this into the near post for sure. So that's the target. The ball is in the near post. Header's cleared. And it looks like a push foul called against GRFC. It's going to be a direct free kick for AFC and Arbor. "17 minutes down so far. GRFC still lead 1-0 in this battle of number 1 versus number 2. Touch by Powell. New throw in over here. You see a little difference. We talked about the difference in shapes and formations. Both teams technically playing a 4-3-3. GRFC is a little more defensive. AFC and Arbor playing a little more offensive. But another thing that AFC and Arbor does is they tend to stretch the field a little more. You'll see GRFC slide over and almost be inside the far side hash marks and shrink the field to about a 30-yard or so wide field, maybe a 40-yard wide field. And AFC and Arbor looks to stretch it. Here's Tombo getting the attack in that right back position. Tries to play in Liati, but Liati sort of holds his run and then passes over here anyways. That's going to be another goal kick here for GRFC. Fazekas waves up Vanderlaan, waves up Vector. They want to take the risk with Odiambo. It's underneath, and Fazekas hits this one. Louis the target. He tries to bring it out, able to do so. Turnbull and him going at it pretty hard. Physical play. And the center referee blows a whistle for a foul against Turnbull. It's another free kick from a very similar location for GRFC as Liati sort of fronts it up and slows it down as much as possible. You can see earlier in this game, we're just about 20 minutes into the match here, and there's no love lost between these two teams. We've seen a lot of stuff after the play. You see some shoving, some pushing, and probably a lot of talking that we can't hear up here in the booth. As Groenwald hits this one log. Don't need the target again. Not able to get it. Howell's going to try to. And Seahan just has to clear. And it's going to be a throw-in for GRFC. Vector's going to jog up and take it. So that last throw go to the middle of the 6. And that's about where Scott Doney's lining up, as that's probably the target for Vector. Looking for Doney at the near post. Able to go towards him. Doney flicks up. He does flick it. Does get a flick to it, but it does go over this time. It goes off the football uprights. When I say football, we mean American football. Looks like Groenwald and Liati having some words over there. Neither of them are too happy, and center referee's going to have another talk. This is the second talk we've had so far early on in this game in the first 20 minutes of play between players. Groenwald's motioning that Liati sort of clipped his ankles or took a swipe at him a little bit. Just as he runs up, he's still talking for sure. It'll be an interesting battle because that's where they line up. Liati goes right against Groenwald every time. Liati's going to go over and talk to head coach Eric Rudlin. Montoya versus Athiba. Athiba gets the better of this one. Athiba's able to clear that one down the line, no problem. Doney trying to recover, but the ball does curve out of bounds. Gamwanya just sat sort of in defensive center midfield role with Kayo, but he's been end-to-end, 18 to 18, almost end line at least a couple times in the attacking third, what he does. So a tremendous work ethic for him. Fazekas almost makes a meal of it there and able to get to it. Sort of overplays it a little bit, but he's able to dive back and make it. He had to with Odiambo coming in. We've seen the pace that Odiambo has getting in there. Scary situation there for GRFC, but able to get away unscathed. Vanderlaan sort of waste possession there as it's Sirhan on the ball. Into the feet of Kayo now. Kayo, Brazilian in nature. Montoya brings it down. Kayo, or Shakely now, sorry. All the way across the field to Turnbull. Turnbull under pressure, tries to bring it down. Liati turns Groenwald. Groenwald goes down, grabbing his face. There's Liati in there, 1v1, tries to play through. And it looks like, you can't tell if that's Jack McCarron in there. Able with a sliding tackle and clearance. Looked like Liati, as he turned in there, might have got his hand up into the face of Groenwald. The Groenwald just goes down right away. Referee's going to go check on him to see if he's okay. But Liati definitely got the best of Groenewald right there and is able to turn him fairly quickly. And it's going to be a corner kick that Groenewald's got to go back and defend right away. Left-footed in-swinger here, taken by AFC and Arbor. Wanya checks, it's short, bad pass off the touch back to him. Bowie's able to pick it, get a touch to it. He gets fouled in there, and Bowie was off to the races right there. Every time that there's a foul here, AFC and Arbor seems to get it and tries to slow down the restarts, and that's sort of what GRFC is complaining about right now. I mean, Bowie got the touch there first. It was a 50-50 challenge, but the explosive pace of the Western Michigan University product gets taken down in there, and it's going to just be a restart. It's almost a professional foul in there, but I think GRFC was expecting a yellow card because it did break up the flow of the play. Just over halfway through this first half, GRFC still up 1-0. Ball taken by Groenewald over the head of Doney now. Vanderland tries to bring this one down, decides to head it clear right away. Kavanaugh goes up, doesn't win it. It's Shakely on the ball. That's Sutton, gets turned. Ball played in, this Montoya. Fazekas thought about coming out. Vector tries to get in there. An outside of the foot toe poke ball for Montoya, which is definitely a unique situation. Just goes past Odiambo up there. Almost looked like he was trying to dust it for that far upper 90. And that's sort of one of the things we've seen Noah Fazekas sort of struggle with so far in this season, are those balls from distance. I remember he gave up a goal in the first few minutes against Kalamazoo, about a 35-yard ball where it just goes over his head. You can see Fazekas start to come out and decide to get back, and that indecision creates a lot of open space. Unfortunately for AFC and Arbor, not able to convert on it. Thiba does win that header. Hall's not able to win this one. Odiambo is behind Vanderlaan. Vanderlaan does sense the pressure. Plays in Vector. Vector just tries to clear, not able to get past Kayo. Kavanaugh and Howell now. Into the feet of Doney. Got a Thiba running in. Tries to play him in. The pass is just overhit by Doney to a Thiba. And that's that situation you really want to develop in that shape that they're trying to play in that 4-3-3. Because if Doney plays a good ball into a Thiba's off to the races. Scott Doney has attracted the center back and Cauley and Stopzikas up high. Thiba's got space to run in because they got that pass behind Sirhan. And it's just that pass overhit that broke that up a little bit. Referee having another talk this time with Kayo of AFC Ann Arbor. Odiambo with a header. Vector to his feet now. Picked off by Kayo as he's setting pressure. Fazekas, as the ball's headed back to him by Groenewald, 100% legal and brilliantly done. Fazekas restarts with a huge throw to midfield, finds a Thiba. Thiba has a decent first touch, not able to keep it, but he fights through it. This time gets bodied off the ball by Shakely. And this is a couple fouls consistent. This is probably the 6th, 7th foul against AFC and Arbor, just to break up that flow of play. Now Thiba sort of recovers well. He got bumped off the wall, fell on the first one, and then recovered really well. He was able to keep his balance in there. There's another free kick from distance, this time on the 35-yard line in the football field. So it looks to be about 45 yards from goal, maybe even a little shorter. McCarron takes this one, hits it big to the back post. Novotny comes up and grabs it. If he didn't grab it, he grabbed it basically between Groenewald and Doney. So if he didn't get a touch to it, no problem. Sutton fouled this time. Like you said, there's no love lost in here. Sutton takes that touch and gets cleaned out afterwards. Looks like it is gonna be a yellow card. Let's walk up to it, maybe Liati getting it. And it is AZ Liati getting a yellow card now too. So you got two players from AFC and Arbor sitting on yellows. AZ Liati one. Cauley, the center back, in the other one. Groenewald smashes the ball upfield towards Doney. Over the head of Doney again. Cauley wins it. Kavanaugh's able to keep it. Finds the feet of Thiba. Tries to hit Bowie on the far side. Him and Turnbull going at it a little bit. Little sombrero over the head of him. Bowie tries to bring it down. Plays back negative now through Sutton. Sutton able to try to keep it. Look for a one-touch play there. And we try to restart quickly here through Montoya on this side. Thiba is able to recover. Odiambo looking to flirt in the back. To Shakely up there. Athiba putting some under pressure. Ball crossed in, goes past it. Looks like Groenewald's able to play through Bowie now. Kavanaugh's able to turn. Tries to play McCarron in. McCarron tries to get a touch, not able to do so. Howell brings it back, looks for Bowie on the far side, and Howell does see him. If it stays in bounds, it's good to go, and Howell just over hits it. But something out of nothing right there, because you didn't really expect much to happen. After Jack McCarron sort of misplays it, jumps over the tackler, but Howell almost hits Bowie on a perfect run and just hits it a little bit far. Groenewald and Liati, and then Bowie and Groenewald sort of sandwich Liati in there. AFC and Arbor looking to restart quickly. Not able to do so. So Turnbull just takes it back to Stopzikas. Donnie just sits in between the two and makes him sort of keep the play predictable for a bit behind him, which is exactly what you want your striker to do in that 4-3-3. That target striker's just got to keep it predictable for the people behind you. But GRFC's game plan definitely not going to pressure them with the center backs on the ball. Just lets them sort of move the ball back. They just want to stay organized in their defensive third and keep their shape in the back line. Because you got to worry about Gamwanya up there now, who slid up top. Odiambo, Liati, and Montoya, basically a four-man front runner, and look for Shakely to join the attack too. As AFC and Arbor just sort of play keep away back there with the two backs. Stopzikas bringing it up the field. Turnbull made a great run on the far side. Ball's just overhit a little bit. Fazekas is able to get this one, no problem. He'll play this with his feet. Wait till he's pressured and pick it up before Odiambo can get there. In the 30th minute here, still a score 1-0 favor of GRFC. Still that second-minute goal from Kenroy Howell, the difference maker. Long throw, looking for Odiambo. Vector sort of steps in between it. Odiambo just sort of shrugs it off. Not able to get the ball played in, but Groenewald's going to get there. Groenewald just hits it upfield to Doney. Doney and Cauley. Cauley wins that battle. A lot of the ball bouncing around in the air today. Not a lot of stuff on the ground. Liati now. Liati tries to whip it in, sorry. It's blocked by Sutton. Okay, a handball called against GRFC on McCarron. It's going to be a direct free kick about 35 yards or so from goal here. So a situation that GRFC needs to pay attention to. Gamwanya is going to be the one to take it. And everybody in blue behind the ball defending this one. These free kicks are a moment of concentration. You wanted to stay stuck in as Gamwanya hits it. Off it, looks like over the head of Groenewald. Sort of just falls to the feet of Fazekas. Doney misreads this one. Seahan not able to keep it. Howell sort of tries to fight it off it, and then Doney keeps it now. Karen picked off that pass that maybe was intended for Athiba as Vanderland's under pressure now. Foul called on Kavanaugh as he committed a foul on Kayo, number 5 for AFC and Arbor, right at midfield. Played negative to Stopzikas. Almost all these free kicks so far we've seen, actually not even just the free kicks. AFC and Arbor are definitely comfortable playing back and playing negative. That ball's won by Athiba. Howell brings it off the sole of his foot. Howell's pass intended for Bowie, I think. A little bit overhit as Bowie and Scott Doney look at each other. Not sure who was intended for. Long ball over to Liati. Headed by Groenewald, might have hit his arm. Assistant referee on that side, on that far side over there. Waves his flag, gives it a wiggle. It's going to be a free kick, and it's a dangerous situation here. About 5 yards outside the corner of the 18. GRFC is going to hold that line about 12 or so yards away from goal. Looks like Gamwanya is going to take it. Colley gets up there. Colley at the far post. Vector a little bit off of him. Colley's the target. Colley jumps over Vector, and they're saved by Fazikis. Groenewald's able to clear this one. AFC and Arbor keeps pummeling at him. GRFC not able to clear, and they finally do. But Vector gets out-jumped by Colley at the back post. Like I mentioned, Fazikis, quick reaction, big hands, able to parry that ball out as that ball was destined for the back of the net. But Fazikis, a big save right there to keep GRFC's advantage still at 1. But AFC and Arbor are starting to find those chances. Dangerous free kick given up there by Groenewald created that situation for AFC and Arbor. Person of the glass header on goal. Colley right now on the ball. Captain for AFC and Arbor. Into the feet of a Diamo. GFC need to get some possession going here. Not able to do so as he does sort of play it behind Stopzikas, but Stopzikas able to recover with Donny on there. Yeah, GFC needs to get some possession going on as the AFC and Arbor seems to keep a little bit more of that. I wouldn't say it's a huge advantage right now, but AFC and Arbor is able to keep the ball moving pretty easily against GFC right now. And look at these big long counterattacks, this time into the feet of Iati. Heavy touched, and Vector just smashes this up towards midfield. Kavanaugh picks this one. Here's a number advantage. Kavanaugh coming forward. Donny's trying to stay on side. Does. Correction, does not. And the referee does elect to call it back as that pass was intended for Donny. Donny flirting between Colley and Stopzikas, the two center backs in there. And Kavanaugh with that pass, maybe a little bit too slow in the reactions there. But when AFC and Arbor is playing basically 4-man front, 5-man front up there, you're going to get times where you can pick that ball off and have a quick counterattack, and that was that situation. Unfortunately, the ball just misplayed by Kavanaugh, and Donny maybe a little too vertical on that run. But we know there's definitely changes coming in this game. We know we've got players for both sides that are absolute difference maker. Leading goal scorer for AFC and Arbor, Farkas, still on the bench. As Liati comes back in, brings it to his left. Fazikis down to his left and makes a save there to near post. Liati is dangerous coming in on the left side, of course. But you just need a little bit of separation to create that space, and he created it there. Unfortunately for GRFC, Fazikis able to come down and make a sort of a routine save, but anything like that, when Liati's coming into the box like that, it's a little bit of a panic time. But they got to be constantly moving here as Odiambo just sits between the two center backs, and then Gamwanya and I believe Shakely just rotate through there as Kayo skins McCarron into the feet of Shakely now, and Shakely's missed touch. Shakely trying to take those outside of his right when it probably should have been the inside of his left. But that's sort of the havoc that's causing for GRFC, is the fact that we don't know who's attacking all the time. As Gamwanya comes up and attacks, and Shakely comes up and attacks, Kayo generally is that one that sits a little bit more in the defensive center mid-roll, but you never know who's going to rotate and attack, and sometimes it's both, Shakely and Gamwanya. When they both come up and attack with Montoya, Odiambo, and Liati, you're just a 5-man front trying to dump it in and attack there. And GRFC is having a hard time connecting with that and keeping that at bay. And a lot of the stuff that Odiambo does is exactly what you expect a model striker to do. He acts a lot of the back shoulder of the center back and just sort of sneaks in behind. Liati is able to turn this one. How about bringing it in? Now plays through. Shakely now on the far side of the field. Shakely 20 seconds ago was on this near side, working touchline to touchline. GFC looking to funnel the play a little bit. Liati's able to keep it down. Liati 1v1 against Groenewald. Gets the better of him again now. Liati's going to serve this in. A little bit hits it. Ball dummies. Athiba's able to keep it. And Athiba's got some pace. But there are no numbers for GRFC. And he's got to play into the feet of Donny right there. That hit pass by Athiba doesn't let GRFC get any possession to sort of take a breath and relax. You know, because with that situation, Athiba could have played in Donny could have played in Kenroy Howell, and a tactical change sort of happened in the last few minutes for GRFC as well, as Howell goes to that left side and Bowie comes to the right side. So basically this is what I expected to see at the start. Just took about 35 minutes to happen. Gronewald takes out the chest. Iati wins that tackle. Odiambo comes back in, is able to turn, get face up, play through Montoya on the side. Sirhan's going to try to make an overlap run. Does get played in. Athiba quick feet in with him. Ball's going to take a weird skip. Fazekas not able to keep that in, and it is going to be a corner kick for AFC Ann Arbor as it takes the deflection off the shin of Jordan Athiba. 38 minutes. Still that scoreline 1-0 in favor of GRFC. Kenroy Howell, the difference maker, off the intended pass, or maybe the intended shot from Bowie. He's the one that brought it down inside the 6 and hit it underneath Novotny as he was coming out. This looks like Liati coming to take this one. Right-footed in-swinger on this side instead of the left-footed in-swinger on the far side. Liati takes it short again. Gamwanya under pressure from McCarron. Liati now takes touch in. Liati's going to lay back there and strike it. And that ball just goes past that far side netting, or that far post. Fazekas freaking out. And what you saw back there too as well is the aspect that Cauley was by himself. I think it was Cauley. Actually, it might have been Stopzikas. One of those two was on that far post, just not able to get a touch to it. But that ball no more than a whisker or so wide of that far post. And GRFC dodges another bullet. That 1v1 situation where Odiambo missed wide. The header that was saved by Fazekas. And that shot right there from Liati. And offsides on probably both of them there, Kavanaugh or Kenroy Howell. 6 of one, half a dozen of another on that one. Once again, we talk about this being a big matchup for both teams. You know, AFC Ann Arbor undefeated so far in the season in league play. Bowie wins that one. Assistant referee and center referee having a talk. Center referee changes his mind. You can see the assistant referee move that flag to his right hand, thinking he was going to bring it up, and he put it to his right hand and then brought it to his left and pointed in favor of AFC Ann Arbor. Center referee takes it into his own hands. GRFC is trying to get the ball restarted. Ball boy having a hard time getting it over the barrier. It is a really tall sign when you're only 3.5 feet tall. Athiba not able to find the head of Donny. Vanderlund sort of just drops off Odiambo. Now, you can see right there exactly what I was talking about, how concerned they are with the attack, because Gamwanya is the one to join in. Vanderlund was under pressure over Odiambo, could have stayed with him and could have pressed him, but as soon as Odiambo took his touch and realized there was a 5-yard gap or so, Vanderlund just got back into his place, get back into that shape, because you don't want that ball to go over top into that space that you vacated when you were in pressure. So Odiambo comes back to check in, and then Gamwanya is going to attack. Now Odiambo on that far side. Vector and him 1v1 over there. Liati dummies that one as Howell overruns it. Now it's to the feet of Shakely, who's now in the defensive center midfield role as Kayo goes to attack. And the ball sort of misplayed back, and Sihan's able to get it at his feet. And here's the defenders keeping possession again. Cauley to Stopzikas. Stopzikas with some space. Into the feet of Turnbull. Howell goes to press. Liati. Gronewald not able to keep the pace in there. Hits it right into Fazekas. Yeah, Gronewald just not able to keep up with the space and the speed of Liati right now. Liati's turned him a number of times. Once again, GRFC not able to keep possession. There's Gamwanya is going to be the one on it. Under tight pressure from Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh gets a poke in there. Looks like the referee's going to call it for a free kick maybe instead of a throw. Center referee telling Cam Kavanaugh to take a break, slow it down a little bit. There's only 2 players on the field with a yellow so far. That's Liati, number 11 for AFC Ann Arbor, and Cauley, number 17, the left center back as well for AFC Ann Arbor. The one on the ball right now. Not willing to use Novotny on the drop, so it has to sort of hit a weird pass behind Stopzikas now. Kayo tries to come back into it, encourages Cauley to join the attack a little bit more. Cauley plays in Sirhan, under pressure from Bowie now. Sihan sort of hits it first time. Fazekas trying to restart quickly, sort of a little too much direct in the air. Donny tries to win that one, gets sort of mugged from behind by Cauley. But But that's what happens when you're a 6'5" striker, and basically I think Cauley behind him is 6'3" or so. Grunwald misses his tackle, Vector recovers fine. Into the feet of Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh tries to play in what's going on, or tries to play in McCarron, not able to do so. We haven't seen McCarron and Sutton get on the ball enough. Kavanaugh's been on it a little bit. Liati doesn't even look to play the ball and just sort of jumps at Vector, watches Vector's situation. And that's sort of gutsy by Liati, who's sitting on the yellow card. You want to give up a bad foul now or something such simple like this and go into halftime a man down if you're AFC and Arbor. Vector's going to take this free kick, left-footed. Big driven ball, Scott Doney and Bowie, the targets on the far side. Sihan reads this one. Not able to keep it in play. Thiba definitely easy to see now. Good ball off the chest, looking for McCarron. McCarron not able to fight through it, and Montoya finds it. But Thiba does get that poke. It's going to go for a throw-in. Yeah, Thiba's definitely not hard to find now. That blonde hair, dyed that a couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. Sticks out a little bit more than you thought. Ollie, Doney Novotny now. This is the first time we've seen Novotny try to do anything with his feet. And this is where GRFC is going to play high pressure right now, as Howell just overruns the pressure on Stopzikas though. Stopzikas finds Turnbull, and that's that danger of the high press as Turnbull comes up with Kenroy Howell tight under pressure recovering. Plays in Liati, sorry. Liati plays underneath, into the feet of Gamwani, who joins the attack, and he hits it over. Just sort of leans back in a recliner right there, and that's a chance in there. Liati's got the best of GRFC's backline numerous times. He's turned to Grunwald, he's turned Vector. Howell tried to take that risk up in the offensive third. Stopzikas able to avoid it, and Turnbull just comes up. Granted, Howell was catching Turnbull, but not able to do anything with it. Liati just sort of takes the early ball in there, with everybody running back towards GRFC's own net. Gamwani, though, sort of sitting back in the recliner and hits that ball way over. Montoya off the chest. Good ball, Liati. Liati brings it down. Liati thinking about it. Pump fakes it a little bit. Grunwald in there. Remember, Liati's had the best of him a few times. And a tip save by Fazekas this time. Man, Fazekas absolutely made 2 saves in this half that are absolute class. One on the header by Cauley off the corner. That big, one after Cauley on that big free kick, and then that save right there from Liati. So Fazekas, fast twitch muscles are working in full effect today, and 2 big saves here as we're getting the end of regulation in the first half. We'll see how much stoppage time is put on by our center referee. But Fazekas with 2 absolute brilliant world-class saves to keep people in it. And it's just about reaction time, coming in the right angle, being big in the right spot. Liati takes it, big physical play, and this time Fazekas able to keep this one down. Looks like that's Oriambo that tried to get a foot in on it too, but Fazekas bravely comes in there as he sort of taps in a little bit. Vanderland's pass intended for nobody. Does come back to Montoya now, and now GRFC's on the recovering foot. Vector picks this one. Vector with space. Look for him to try to keep it. Plays in Howell. Howell's not able to turn there, and Turnbull picks this one off, and now it's Turnbull against Grunwald. Turnbull an outside back for a reason, and you can probably tell right there as he sort of falls over and hits that one. And our ball boy is still jogging to get that one. But that's what happens. GRFC's trying to make that pass. GRFC's forwards and front line, the ones that are attacking, like Bowie, Doney, Kenroy Howell in that situation, are just sort of sitting up high. They're not checking back to the ball too hard. They may be sitting in a gap. But AFC and Arbor is reacting a little bit, whereas being more proactive than reactive. They're stepping in front of those passes and picking that off there. And when you expect to keep possession and you lose it, that opens up that exposure space that Turnbull just had there. Just like that, that's the end of the first half here. We're going to have 15 minutes before the second half. Going into halftime, that second-minute goal by Kenroy Howell off the left foot underneath the outstretched running body of Novotny off the assist from Anthony Bowie is the deciding factor right now. GRFC goes into halftime in 15 minutes to try to keep this 1-0 advantage going out. And AFC and Arbor is looking for ways to come back in it. But right now in a battle of number 1 versus number 2, at halftime, number 2 goes in with that 1-0 lead. We'll see you in about 15 minutes.
Come on, you boys in blue. We'd also like to thank all of our corporate partners for the 2018 season. New Holland Brewing, DTE Energy, Speakeasy Labs, Lake Michigan Credit Union, Milk Means More, Fitness Gazelle Sports, Sightworks, 616 Dental Studio, Courthouse Health Coaching, The Big Drew and Jim Show, Star 1057, WGPU, Terry Berry, BHS Insurance, Rockford Construction, Yucello's Ristorante, and Copper Craft Distillery. Fans, please turn your attention to midfield for the Copper Craft Distillery and Rich Cider Co-Beverage Breakaway. We have Jenner and Raspberry Rich Cider, Dylan and Copper Craft Gin and Tonic, and Matt and Copper Craft Machine Fuel. When I say go, these three dairy contestants will speak 5 times. Then attempt to dribble, goal, and score. First one to do so wins. All right, fans, need to cheer on the favorite Copper Craft or Rich Cider beverage. Cans, are you ready? On mark, get set, spin. Rich Cider in the middle, dribbled by the Gin and Tonic. On his left, Michigan Mule to the right. And down they go right away. It's a collision. Leaving the Gin and Tonic wide away for a breakaway. Oh, and here comes Raspberry Ridge with a payback bump. Leaving it wide open for the Michigan Mule to take the breakaway. It's one-on-one right now down in the stretch. Into the box they go. And here's Arbor coming from the back. The Gin and Tonic, if he can finish. He cannot. Wow. And for the first time in the history of this game, we have no winner. Congratulations, Lucius the Lion on stopping our shot. In extra time, able to put it in, it looks like the Michigan Mule gets their final go. But nonetheless, we give Lucius the pick of victory. And let's give all of our contestants a big round of applause for trying. And now let him keep those hands together because our interns have t-shirts to toss into the crowd. If you make some noise, clap your hands and stomp your feet. Wave your hands, jump up and down, do whatever you gotta do to make your noise and make yourself a new t-shirt. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a special presentation during halftime. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Julia Dragus, WZZM weeknight anchor and Special Olympics board chair. Juliet, take it away.
Hello, everyone. What a special, exciting night for Special Olympics Michigan. Thank you so much, Grand Rapids FC and the Grand Army for partnering with us today to help us demonstrate the importance of inclusion in our community. We are so excited tonight to spread the word of Special Olympics Michigan and our Unified Sports Initiative. What is Unified Sports? It joins people with and without intellectual disabilities on the same team. It was inspired by a simple principle. Training together and playing together is a quick path to friendship and understanding. Special Olympics Unified Sports teams do that and so much more. More than 6,000 people in Michigan take part in Unified Sports, breaking down stereotypes about people with intellectual disabilities in a really fun way. Special Olympics Michigan is dedicated to promoting social inclusion through shared sports training and competition experiences. The emerging leaders of our community will be participating in the game with local Area 11 who are athletes from Kent and Berry counties. Any one of you has the power to change lives and join a unified team right here in our community. So So please put your hands together. Scream, yell, and clap for our athletes as I introduce to you Team Acceptance. Our athletes, Carl Bartlett, Kristen Laskowski, Lisa Hawkins, James Yett. Unified partners of Team Acceptance, Michelle Palma, Nick Samatos, Dana Samatos, Kevin Newell. And Team Inclusion, let's hear it for the athletes. Sam Minion, Jacob Burton, Kayla Cornell, and Tommy Swanson. And our unified partners of Team Inclusion, Nick Oley, Mike Texter, Eric Daly, Ryan Hamlin, Greg Gothier, Sarah Bolster. Please let's hear it for our Special Olympics unified athletes as they play this exhibition game. Please remember to choose to include. It's about acceptance and inclusion for everyone. Thank you so much for being here and for cheering on our athletes. Go Grand Rapids FC!
We've got just under 1 minute left, athletes. Just under 1 minute left. Can they get the equalizer? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's give all of our Special Olympic athletes out on the field today a big Houston round of applause. A big thanks from Grand Rapids FC to all of our participants and to Julie Dragan from WZZM Weeknight Anchor and the Special Olympics Board Chair. One more big round of applause for all those great athletes out there. And now, fans, we have one more treat for you during halftime. Brought to you by DTE Energy. It's the DTE Energy Penalty Kick Challenge. Grand Rapids FC's official mascot, Lucius the Lion, who's 1-0 in games today, by the way, will attempt to stop a shot from our lucky contestant, Macy. If Macy scores, she wins an official Grand Rapids FC jersey. Macy, are you ready? And kick on. Macy for the jersey, finds the low 90. What a finish. Right foot to the right post, and Lucius has nothing to do with it. Congratulations, Macy. You're our DTE Energy Penalty Kick Challenge winner. You've scored yourself a brand new official Grand Rapids FC jersey. Thanks for participating, and thanks to our partners at DTE Energy. Fans, who's ready for the second half? We have free pizza, courtesy of Yatello's Ristorante. Look for our interns waving those boxes in the air. Make some noise and they'll toss it over to you. If you finish your box, just go to the database. Type the routine in for a free 14-inch pizza at any of their 6 restaurants around West Michigan, including the new downtown Grand Rapids. halftime GRFC substitution. Entering the match for the second half, number 11, Caleb Postlethwaite. Exiting the match for GRFC, number 2, Jake Vanderlaan. Postlethwaite for Vanderlaan, that substitution occurs at halftime.
Can't tell.
AFC Ann Arbor substitution. Entering the match, number 7, Yuri Marcus.
It's going to be Yuri Farkas, the leading goal scorer for them. Steps on the ball a little bit by Liotti. FIBA mistouches his touch. And now it's Farkas on the ball now. And AFC Arbor come away clean. Kayo tries to whip the ball in. Fazekas right into his hands, looking for Odiambo in there. Remember, Yuri Farkas, leading goal scorer for AFC Ann Arbor, sitting on 5 goals on the season. So definitely a threat in there. Probably more of a realistic threat than Montoya, even though Montoya was sitting on 3 goals in the MPSL for the season. I think Farkas offers something different. Yuri Farkas, a Medina University grad, scored 18 goals this last fall for Medina University in their season. As AFC Ann Arbor come through, do play Odiambo. Fazekas comes out quick, not able to do anything with it, recovers quickly. Vector just takes it off the chest. Odiambo gets cleaned out afterwards, but Vector just stays strong, covers the post, and blocks it. Fazekas took a chance there. Odiambo's speed and pace got him in. But Vector recovers just like you want your center back to do. He gets himself in the right place at the right spot and stood up strong. Didn't turn away from it, didn't do anything wrong. He just took it off of the chest and the ball goes out for a throw-in. Another bullet dodged by GRFC as AFC Ann Arbor do a lot of good stuff. It looks like McCarron's going to get called for a foul. And that foul looks like it's going to be called against Liotti. It's going to be a free kick about 25 or so yards away from goal on that angle. And as we're doing this, it looks like Whelan's on the center of the touch. Going to check into the game here in a few minutes, and most likely that's going to be for Doney. Doney's going to put in that work shift today. So far, 56 minutes strong. GRFC still up 1-0. Second minute goal off the foot of Kenroy Howell. AFC Ann Arbor trying to constantly try to get back in this game. And Fazekas comes up big, and then Vector comes up big to sort of throw his body in front of that one. Turnbull with his hand up on that far side, likes his matchup with McCarron, or Sutton on the back post. Gamwanya hits it to the near side and pulls it. And watch the ball go out of bounds for a goal kick. Here comes that substitution for GRFC. We'll see if it is. Number 15, McCarron, checking out of the game.
GRFC substitution. Entering the match, number 9, Matt Whelan.
So different situation here. GRFC is going to do a little bit of different stuff. As Whelan checks in, number 9, Matt Whelan, Giant up top checks in, and McCarron comes out. So this could be definitely a tactical change there as Bowie comes central. And there, Whelan stays out in that flank. Doney's going to play that target situation. This might be a more conventional 4-3-3 system and not drop it into that 4-5-1 as much as they did. But now you got 2 guys of size and strength up top. And in talking to head coach Lewis Robinson of GRFC before the game, said it's hard to put those 2 on the field together. I mean, especially when you're in a 4-3-3, you have 2 tall strikers in there. However, Matt Whelan's not afraid to work hard. So maybe this could be that situation now where it looks like Howell's going to sit on the left. Bowie goes into the midfield. Whelan's on that right flank attacking, and Doney's at the center part of it. But this could be a little bit of a uncomfortable situation for Whelan to be put in. So I'd like to see how he responds to it. Good feed by Postal right there to keep it. Ball's going to go right out of bounds. It's going to be a GRFC throw-in. Looks like it was Shakely against Caleb Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite gets the best of that matchup. Big long ball hit by Sutton. This is Bowie running in. Bowie's no shortage of pace. And Bowie's going to get called for a foul. And just like that, that's going to be a yellow card, it looks like, for Anthony Bowie. That's sort of an interesting situation because I thought Bowie had the same thing happen to him. Right him on the same spot in the first half. But our center referee is going to whistle it for a foul. Novotny off his line. Novotny did get there first, and Bowie does clip him. That's a situation under nothing where that's, as an attacking center midfielder, which like Bowie's trying to play right now in that 4-3-3, it looks like Kavanaugh and Sutton are sitting more, and Bowie now just going to rotate in front of him and attack. But if he attacks out of that attacking center mid spot, if Doney's checking back too, there's a lot of space for Bowie to get in behind, and his pace will allow him to do that for sure. Farkas comes all the way back from his offensive spot, was pressured by Sutton there. Now it's Cauley into the feet of Gamwanya. Liati, 1v1 against Postal Weight. Postal Weight sort of shepherding with Thiba, reads it, steps in, doesn't win the tackle. Now Liati gets in the best of him. Liati's going to cut the ball back across. Vector sort of flicks it in, and Vector sort of flicks it over his own goal. Unorthodox for sure, unintended most likely, but that ball goes over, and it's going to be a corner kick here for AFC Ann Arbor. And that's what we saw with Thiba in that center back spot. He's a little bit more of a risk taker than Vanderlaan. And it looks like he sort of bit the wrist there, and Liati was able to spin out of it and take 2 players out with one good move. Right-footed ball over the head of Farkas, or Fazekas, sorry. Farkas as well. Gamwanya, big hit underneath. Fazekas off his line, comes out strong, grabs it off the head of Scott Doney. Scott Doney, 6'4", 6'5", and Fazekas comes out strong on that one. That ball hung up long enough in the air for him to read it, and Fazekas grabs it without a problem. So far, Fazekas having a good game. Will definitely be patting the back of Vector later on in the game. This is Whelan into the feet of Doney. Now Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh to Vector. Vector to Groenwald. AFC Ann Arbor starting to press a little bit harder. Groenwald gets hit after the play a little bit. Plays through a Thiba now. Postal Weight comfortable with the ball on his feet for sure. And Liati is able to block that one. A throw in for GRFC right in front of head coach Lewis Robinson. Lewis Robinson, the former coach of the women's team here. The girls in blue, who won the women's national championship last year in their inaugural season. Lewis comes over to the guys team, does a lot of great stuff. These boys are doing really well. I mean, a record of 6-1-2 or 6-2-1 on the season. Just those 2 losses in there, and one of those losses coming to AFC Ann Arbor at AFC Ann Arbor. As Farkas takes Bowie out of his feet a little bit. Liati and Kavanaugh tossing into it a little bit. I made a comment as I was walking through the stands, talking to a couple friends of mine. What are the chances this game ends with 11v11? And we both were like, I don't know. Cauley having to recover hard into this one. Spend a lot of energy. Doney just lets him go at it. Farkas off the chest, flicked on. Vector wins that header. Farkas and Turnbull playing in. And Doney just has to drop into his midfield a little bit. And AFC Ann Arbor able to switch the ball a little bit more. Cauley's probably had more touches on the ball than most players in the field. Excuse me. Cauley's been on the ball a ton back there. He's able to possess through him and Stopsika's back and forth almost all night long. This is Shakely. Shakely outside of the foot. Farkas not able to keep it. Bowie now to Howell. Howell with the touch, comes in by himself. Henry Howell just going to be a one-man wrecking crew right now. Matt Whelan with his hand up on the far side of the field, literally by himself on the far side, waving his fist in action. And if Howell or Doney could have seen him over there, Whelan was off to the races. Had plenty of space over there. All the defenders for AFC and Arbor sort of collapse on Kenroy Howell. And not able to find that pass to Whelan. 64th minute of play. GRFC still lead 1-0 over AFC and Arbor. Vector left-footed ball. Doney's the target. Not able to get it. This is Liati. Liati's definitely going to put his head down and come at it as Odiambo is trying to flirt with it offside line. GRFC able to keep Liati from breaking. Force them to bring the ball back and slow it down. GRFC just needs to get organized a little bit. This is Turnbull. Turnbull steps on the ball a little bit. Thiba wins it. Now to Howell. Into Sutton. Into Whelan now. Whalen's able to find some space now. Look for him to cut back in. Not able to keep the ball, but Kayo is able to play it out of bounds. Sort of break up the rhythm a little bit. Look for Whelan, in my opinion. You're going to see Whelan and Doney playing probably for the 10 minutes or so together. Then you're going to see changes coming in. Got some players on the bench that will definitely change the game for it as Bowie plays in Whelan. Ball's deflected, that's why Whelan let it go. A throw in for GRFC. Bowie's going to take this. Yeah, you got players into the mix. Like Morris Kamara. Plays collegiately at Spring Arbor. Head flicked by Doney. Novotny, no problem. And the big game changer really is going to be Eric Connerty, number 33 for GRFC. He can come into the game and change it for sure. Playing that midfield role. Kieran Geldenhuis playing the back. Odiambo, Vector under pressure. Sutton looks like he's going to do this one. Sutton decides to play negative through postal weight. A lot of little stuff after the play. Fazekas, not a good clearance. Finds the feet of Shakely. Odiambo. Fazekas, big palm again. Vector couldn't make a tackle. And Shakely not able to turn it out there. Fazekas a little unorthodox there with that right palm, but unorthodox or orthodox, whatever it may be. But if the ball's not in the back of the net, we're doing good things. Here comes another change for AFC Ann Arbor. And it looks like Odiambo is going to be the one jogging off. Gamwanya thought it was him for a second, and it's not, as Odiambo is going to be the one that jogs off the field. And coming in for him, as Farkas stays on the right. Liati comes back in a little tighter. Right away, he comes in right away, and this is Alec Lasinski, sorry. Plays at Loyola Chicago. As Whalen's on the ball on that far side, 1v1 versus Sirhan, tries to serve it in early. Howell comes to recover, gets a touch, and is it over? And it's over the goal. Novotny comes out big. Howell not able to put it on frame, flicks it over Novotny, but unfortunately over the crossbar as well. But Whalen gets that ball in early. And I tell you what, when you look at a coach perspective or a team perspective, when it goes in quick transition, if you can get a ball early in across that back line, good things are happening. Your teammates are running in and the defenders are running in quickly. Referee plays advantage here after Kavanaugh clips Kayo. This is Liati. Groenwald gets the best of this one. Now back to Turnbull. Great chance by Howell. Great ball by Whalen, but now unfortunately Howell not able to get it over Novotny. And that advantage is only one, and that would have been a huge goal for GRFC because they could have sat back, play a little more defense in there and stayed organized, even though they've been playing a lot of defense so far since they scored in that second minute. And AFC and Arbor's definitely had the better of the two chances, better of the chances so far. Looks like a shot by Shakely goes over, hits the football crossbar, or football post, comes back in. I think AFC and Arbor's definitely had more chances. They all got shots on goal. It's probably 3-1, maybe 4-1 in favor of AFC and Arbor. But I tell you what, it doesn't matter how much shots, how many possessions you have, or how clean your stuff is, or whatever you do. The only thing that matters is what the scoreboard says, and that scoreboard still says 1-0 advantage GRFC. Bowie floats off, just offsides on that back shoulder in between Stopzikas, and it wasn't Colley. It looks like Stopzikas and maybe Kayo that were back there playing in the back line. As Colley got sucked up out of position, but Bowie just flirting in there. Yadi's able to keep it. Yadi tries to cut it back, not able to do so as Groenwald comes away with it. Oh, Yadi comes back with it now. Skipping around in there. Thiba picks it off. Shakely in there. Yadi, nice little footwork, stepping over the ball. Able to switch that ball to the weak side center back now. And that creates a lot of space. Liati back on the ball now. I only see AFC and Arbor play once in person, and I feel like Liati and I are like best friends with how many times I've said his name tonight. It's Matt Whalen on the far side. Whalen shrugs everything off, able to keep it, gets clipped after the play. The referee's not going to bring it back, doesn't think it's a foul. Gamwanya plays it over the top, looking for Farkas. Postal weight just clears. It's about 20 or so minutes left to go in regulation here from Hausman Field. MPSL Midwest region action. GRFC score 1-0. The only other MPSL game going on tonight, or should I say should be going on tonight, was Columbus at FC Indiana. They all get down there, they warm up, and the game is canceled and rescheduled due to poor field conditions. FC Indiana doing a whole bunch of not good things in their season down here. FC Indiana only scored a couple goals in the season, giving up 48. And realistically, the top 4 or 5 teams together haven't given up that much. Athiba's sitting down on that far side. Looks like he's trying to stretch his leg out a little bit. Looks like GRFC's going to play down a man right now, as Athiba's still off to the touchline, so it looks like a makeshift center back system with Sutton and Vector in there. Postal at the right back, Gronwald at left back. Fortunately, that ball goes out of bounds, and Athiba's still on that far sideline, stretching his legs out a little bit. Realistically, when you look at it, the only real defender on this roster for a sub now, with Vanderlaan getting injured, is Kieran Geldenhuis. Athiba's going to tough it out real quick, jog back out a little bit, and see what he can do. But it looks like Geldenhuis is going to put his jersey on after a little bit of a warm-up over there. But Athiba's definitely going to give it a go. Gamwanya wins that one. Kavanaugh wisely gets out of that. All's able to keep it. Vector left foot up the field, took a deflection. If it does go out of bounds, it should be a throw-in for GRFC. And it is. Gronwald's going to take this one. He wouldn't take it earlier. Got a little bump in the early couple minutes of this half. Tweaked his elbow a little bit. Takes this one into the feet of Howell. It's going to be a foul against Kayo and a yellow card. Gronwald wins it. Kayo comes in. Big collision. You can hear the shot going through. Gronwald's still on the ground here, but it doesn't matter because Kayo's going to get the yellow card. It's going to be the third AFC Ann Arbor player. Him and Kavanaugh going at it, still jawing back and forth. And that's what I said. I feel like you look at the situation with the game going on, the chance of this happening, or the chance of this game ending with 11v11 is probably pretty small right now, because I feel like there's just moments of powder kegness where it's just going to explode and blow up. It looks like here's that chance right now, as Athiba did try to give it a go, but it looks like Athiba's going to call it a night. And with that, head coach Lewis Robinson goes to the bench again, and it's probably, I can't really tell right now, but it looks like Kieran Geldenhuis. And it is, it's 24. Kieran Geldenhuis, he's going to step on for GRFC. We'll see if he comes into the center back spot, or if he stays at outside back, and Postal will come into the middle. It doesn't matter this time, it's a free kick, so he tried to jog up the field right away. He gets into the attack right away as Gronwald hits it. Big in swinger. Gamwanya wins it. Bowie steps in front, able to keep it. At the feet of Sutton. Sutton, nice little footwork there. Good little Corver pullback. Gronwald in there now. Deflected by Liati. Liati not able to keep it in bounds. And Geldenhuis is like for like in that situation. Does step right back into that center back spot. So it's rare you get that many center backs into a game. Kavanaugh wins this one. Bowie and Kavanaugh able to try to sort of miscommunication there, but finds the feet of Howell. Howell, nice little step over move. Whalen on that far side by himself again. He's got to go negative through Postalway. Postalway hits it over the top, looking for Doney. Doney tries to flick it, finds Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh tries to right foot outside flick it over Novotny, but it doesn't able to get enough on it. Novotny is able to grab it. Sort of a half chance for GRFC. Where those little half chances can build in and just get that momentum going in the right direction. Center backs playing possession back and forth again. Big long ball this time. Gromwald should be underneath it. Heads it back to Fazekas. A little scary. But Lisinski, not too much of a problem there. Fazekas able to keep it. Smash it upfield. Big ball by Fazekas. Doney and Colley go up for it. They'll win it. Howell does find Whalen this time. Whalen off the chest. Runners in the box. Whalen decides to try to smash it himself. And Bowie with his hands up. Doney looking at him too. Thumbs up to acknowledge the fact he probably should have played it across. But great ball by Howell. Good chance by Whalen. Just that last decision, probably not the right one. A couple players still on the bench for AFC and Arbor to use as Liati couldn't keep that one under control. And there's still about 5 or 6 subs over there they've used. They've only made a couple changes. A lot of the players for AFC and Arbor just standing over there talking to head coach Eric Rudland, so there's probably going to be a change coming as Liati plays that one out of bounds. Here comes a change now for GRFC. It's that midfield change we talked about. It's going to be Cam Kavanaugh coming off the field. So Kavanaugh had a good night in that sort of defensive center mid-roll. Him and Derek Sutton working on that defensive center mid-roll. Now he's going to be replaced by Dara O'Riordan. Ireland descent. Gets in there, sort of a like-for-like spot. O'Riordan has no problem playing in that defensive, playing in that number 6 role or the number 10 role, depending on what you want to look at it for. A good shift, 75 minutes plus for Cam Kavanaugh. Vector goes big, quick, over to Sutton. It's almost like a negative ball, but it came through. Able to switch the point of attack up there for Postlewaite. Postlewaite into Bowie. Bowie flicks it into Whalen. Whalen's a left-footed player. Thinks about hitting it. Decides not to. Sort of like to see Whelan just hit it there. Into Sutton. Now into Bowie. Bowie off the chest. Pressure by Sirhan. Flicks it inside of him. And just had to clear it. It looks like Colley just had to clear the ball. Colley looking for a foul. Not able to get it. Postlewaite this time. Hits a left-footed ball. Stopsikas clears this one. Vector sort of jumped out of that a little bit. It still came into a foul, but I mean, it could have been way worse than it was. I think the referee did acknowledge that it was a foul. Look, Gamwania's trying to get about 10 more yards on this free kick. Referee lets it go negative. Here we go, and Stopsikas up the field. A little dummy situation. Fazekas off his line. Fazekas not about, he's going to take as much clock as he can. Gamwania sort of bumps Fazekas. Fazekas makes a meal of it, but he does get back up right away. It's the assistant referee and the referee are on there. And Gamwania has that tireless little work ethic thing. That good ball by O'Riordan right there. Finds Whalen on that far side. Whalen on the far post. Farkas is the one defending him. Whalen comes back in. Let's see if he gets a good service in this time. And a tip by Novotny, as it looks like Stopsikas just tossed to the ground by Doney, but Novotny almost caught out there, has to palm that ball through. And I think after the game's gone on, I think this is the first corner kick for GRFC. Could be wrong, but I do think it is one of the first corner kicks here, as Liati just hammers the ball up the field. Kenroy Howell jogs over to take this one. Left foot in swinger. One of the rare chances. You got two guys over 6'3", 6'4" in there. Vector stays back. He's one of the tall threats in there as well. We got Groenwald, Doney in the attack. Groenwald tries to get it, heads it past the far post. It's going to be a goal kick. Groenwald not able to shrug his defender as much as he wanted to, but a good chance there for a goal. Here comes the double change for AFC Ann Arbor. It looks like Turnbull's coming off. And Gamwania.
AFC Ann Arbor substitutions. Entering the match, number 14, Matt Brame. And number 18, Marshawn Watson.
So number 14, Matt Brame. Number 18, Marshawn Watson comes in. Watson comes in at the right back.
These substitutions occur in the 79th minute.
Brame comes in. Offside's called right there. It looks like Brame came in, I believe, at left center back. I didn't see him come out. That means Cauley must be getting the rest. So definite changes going on there. So Watson at right back, Brame at left center back. Ball's picked off by Shakely, I believe, or Kayo, sorry. This is Farkas. Farkas out to Liotti. Liotti 1v1 Groenwald. Liotti got the best of him a few times. Let's see what happens now. Liotti's able to turn Groenwald again. Gonna get tipped in there. And takes a flop, ball coming through. It looks like it's gonna be a goal kick. Last touched off the attacker. And Cauley still is on the field. Cauley's just at a center striker role now. So we'll find out who's the one that came off. Farkas is in the midfield. Shakely's in the midfield. Kayo's in the midfield. Lisinski's out there. So Bowie's went down into a little cramp, stretching his hamstring out a little bit. Gets up and hobbling, is grabbing the hamstring really hard. The AFC and Arbor look to possess a little bit more. Stopzikas cuts Doney, comes forward. In the feet of Lisinski. Stopzikas comes up. This is Howell now. Howell's able to turn with space. Not able to get much on it. Farkas. It's going to go off of him. It's going to be a throw in for GRFC. By Kayo Liotti. Groenwald picks this one, little fancy footwork there. A little bad tackle by Kayo, but he jumps over it. Groenwald tries to keep it, and Groenwald gets sort of knocked over by Liotti. Not a foul at all. This is Shakely. Shakely looks to switch. Into the feet of Brame. Brame looking direct into the feet of Lisinski. Lisinski, a good goal scorer there, scored a game winner. Recently, Bowie not able to keep possession. This is going to be a foul called against O'Riordan, or Matt Whelan, sorry. Bowie looks like he's done for the night. He's just grabbing that hamstring. I'm going to say this looks like Eric Connerty coming into the game. It's number 33, Eric Connerty. Going to be a Butler player in the fall. Decided to play a little bit of summer ball close to home.
GRFC substitution. Entering the match number 33, Eric Connerty. Exiting the match number 7, Anthony Bowie. This substitution occurs in the 83rd minute.
.83 minutes or so played here. GRFC still lead 1-0 late in the action here. AFC and Arbor still trying to get that equalizer back. Long ball played through. Liotti's able to hit it. Groenwald clears, no problem. Doney's going to try to put it under pressure to stop Zekas. Doney's missed header, missed flick, missed everything. Into the feet of Watson. Watson with his head up. Liotti just staying up in the attack now. It looks like Farkas and Kayo are sitting back deep. Kayo on the ball. Into Brame now. Lisinski over top. Missed chance there. Offside's called though against Lisinski. The GRFC is not going to be in any hurry to take this one. Liotti just smashes the ball out of the hands of Connerty, who's just been on the field a little bit. Anytime you could take precious seconds off the clock this late in the game, you could do it. You've seen Fazekas doing it periodically throughout the game. When that ball comes to his feet, he'll hold it as long as he can before he has to pick it up. Doney with the flick on. Whalen trying to outrun this down. Sehan trying to come at him. Whalen not able to get to it. Didn't expect Matt Whalen to be that sort of fast, but the blazing speed in there is where you give a ball rolling the goal. ball boy. Cavani with the big long ball played in. Misread by Sutton. Vector comes up with it. So Reardon. Reardon sort of gets tossed to the ground by Shakely. Shakely going to play it in. Vector is able to acrobatically clear that one. Sort of ninja kicks it. GRFC sort of defending. Just trying to withstand the late pressure here from AFC and Arbor. Howell's able to keep it. Connerty cuts back inside on Farkas. Matt Whelan gets clipped off the box. It looks like Whelan and Sirhan get into it again, but it looks like Whelan get clipped off the ball, ends up on the ground. Referee blows the whistle. We don't know what he's doing. Can't see it yet, but it was an off the ball situation. Connerty cut back inside. Whelan ended up on the ground. Sirhan was the one by him. Or Sihan, sorry. Talk about it again. This powder keg waiting to explode a little bit. A lot of talking, a lot of patting shoulders, a lot of tussling. Definitely a lot of talking. Looks like Matt Whelan's going to get the yellow card.
Yellow card caution issued in the 86th minute to GRFC.
That could be just for his retaliation aspect of it, that it was a foul called against Sihan. But Whalen's the one that sort of talked over him a little bit. Misplayed by there. Donny under pressure. Stopzikas comes out of it. And looks like that was the 86th minute. Colley, the center back, turns into a center forward and a striker. Vector just hammers this one up in the bleachers, and I probably had a better chance of catching it than most of his teammates. Ball comes back in. This is taken by Watson. Watson leaves it. Colley's going to take it. This is the center back captain, who now is the center striker in this 4-3-3 system. It looks like he has a long throw because everybody's sort of lining up at the penalty spot here. There's a couple players in there. Colley looks forward for his team to go forward. Wipes his hand off, and GRFC sort of sits back in there. Donny's back in. Long throw taken by Colley. Ball flicked by Liotti. He's going to go off the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick for GRFC. Tazikas, no urge to take it. Our center referee and assistant referee had a little bit of a conversation. 3 minutes left in this second half here. GRFC 1-0 advantage over AFC Ann Arbor. Keep talking about this, number 1 versus number 2. It's a huge factor right now if GRFC can get 3 points out of this. 1 point is good, 3 points is a lot better, especially when GRFC still has to play 2 more league games, and in it is FC Columbus and DCFC. DCFC comes into town next week, and Columbus is where they head to on Sunday. Sutton just hits that one at the field. Whalen jumps up and wins it. Watson's going to have to head it clear. Howell tried to bite on it, thinking he was going to head it back to Novotny, not able to do so. And AFC Ann Arbor just looking to get the ball forward almost every chance they can get. Farkas tries to take it off the face. Stopzikas not able to keep it in bounds as he took a chance to go forward. Here comes that last chance for GRFC. Or last change for GRFC, I'm sorry. It looks like number 17, Morris Kamara, the last player on the bench for GRFC tonight, is going to come into the game. And it looks like it's going to be number 12, Scott Donny, taking a seat. Donny, an aerial threat all night long. Doesn't add to his goal tally here, as he's got 4 goals in the MPSL for GRFC. Connerty's going to stay in the middle as that striker role. Whalen's still going to stay on that far side. And Kamara, who's just sort of a spark plug of energy and work ethic, tenacious pace, a physical specimen here, is going to come in here and get about a 2 to 5 minute run out here, depending on stoppage time. As we're at 88:30, so a minute and a half left in regulation. Kamara comes onto the field, and it's a throw by Groenwald. Groenwald over the top, and Kamara runs it down right away. Kamara came down earlier in the game in the season, where he came on the field, and his first touch was in the back of the net. Howell's able to keep this one in play. Howell's strong under pressure. Kyle is able to kick it off of him, but O'Riordan has it now. O'Riordan over top, big long ball in there, into the feet of Whalen. Whalen and Sihan. Whalen trying to bring it in, keep it moving. Just going to hold the ball in there, try to keep the ball moving as much as possible, and gets a throw in for GRFC deep in the offensive third. And it just sort of watch those precious seconds tick off the clock for AFC Ann Arbor. We're in the final minute of regulation. Look to Vector. Vector's not coming up here with less than a minute left to go in regulation. Vector's going to stay in the center back spot for sure. Whalen looks to take it. Into the feet of Connerty. Connerty to Whalen. Big long ball in. O'Riordan goes up and wins it. Strong header by O'Riordan. This is Sihan on the far side. Looks like Kamara goes to pressure. Connerty jumps up high. Heads it right to the AFC Ann Arbor bench, and AFC Ann Arbor starts it real quick right off the bat. Can't tell on the far side. That might have been Connerty just clearing that one. All hands in the back here as we're going to enter stoppage time here. We'll hear how long that's going to be here in a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated it will be a minimum of 5 minutes.
5 minutes of stoppage time. That's a long time here. GRFC fans not happy with that. AFC Ann Arbor fans are happy. Great tackle there by O'Riordan. But GRFC still not able to retain possession in there. Ball's played over the top, looking for Farkas maybe. Howell coming back to defend. This is Watson and Howell. Howell just cuts it back in, nutmegs him, keeps it through. Howell's not able to keep it, and they sort of bounce off each other. Sutton with a header. This is Liati. Liati way in the back. Liati brings it back inside. GRFC starting to throw bodies in the mix here. And all hands on deck for GRFC. Finds the feet on the far side. This is Sihan. This is outside back normally. Plays it negative. Kamara, big long ball played over the top. Farkas onside by himself. However, Fazekas able to put this one in his hands, no problem. And we're into that stoppage time. We're probably about a minute in or so. Referee has the official clock on the field. Fazekas smashes it upfield, just absolutely annihilates the ball. It's going to go right from Fazekas into Novotny on one bounce. Novotny really close to being outside the 18 there. Watson with space as GRFC sits behind the ball. Watson big cross field to Lisinski. Pulls to wait, and Whalen back to defend. Whalen's going to put that work ethic in. We know he came in at about the 60-something minute here tonight, and Whalen just going to put that work ethic. As looks like Farkas is able to turn. Pulls to wait, holds his ground. And it's going to be a throw-in for AFC Ann Arbor deep in the offensive third. Colley jogs over to take it. Lisinski's the one that's going to get there. Novotny's up. All hands on deck for AFC Ann Arbor. They're all in there. Novotny's in there. However, you have Kayo sitting back at the top of the 18. Lisinski with a long throw-in. GRFC able to try to win it. Not able to clear it. Miss hit. It's going to be a header by Howell. Howell's able to clear it up the field. And Kamara, who's got speed. Can he fight through the tackle? This is Kamara fighting through. Kamara gets tugged back. Kamara still fighting through. Kamara gets stay strong. Can Kamara finish the game off? And he does. Kamara puts the ball in. 2-0 GRFC. We're into stoppage time. Kamara, what strength and strive to go through that. He had Kayo draped all over his back from midfield, but Kamara strongly stays on it. Looked like he was going to eat the ground at about the 18, but he fights it on, takes one touch across his body, and puts it in the back of the net. And just like that, GRFC 2, AFC Ann Arbor 0. In a battle of 1 versus 2, GRFC puts their stomp on it, and there looks like they're going to take 3 points out of Houseman Field here and be the only team this season to defeat AFC Ann Arbor. What strength by Morris Kamara, though. Morris Kamara all over him. Had position from the start, and it was about 15 or so yards inside his own half. Fights through all that pressure from Kayo. Kayo not able to shred the attack and shred the defender, but Kamara just stays strong in there and fights through it. And that might be the biggest goal right now of this season, because that goal basically, for the most part, locks up these 2 or 3 points for GRFC, and that's going to put all the pressure on that Detroit City FC Columbus matchup and what they do. And we got to say that, like we know, we go to Columbus on Sunday, and DCFC comes in here a week from tonight. But we're trying to put that stomp on that playoff position as the number 1 and number 2 spots in the Midwest Division go into the playoff situation. GRFC not out of the woods yet. They got to defend it. Whaley comes in. Here's Kamara again. Kamara's going to run this one down too. Novotny's got to come out and play with his feet. Just hits it upfield. Header by O'Riordan. This is Watson. Connerty tries to put him under pressure. Kamara just sort of jogging back a little bit now. Long ball by Brayman there. Over the head. Looks like Groenewald's going to get to it. Groenewald just going to hammer this up the field now. All eyes on center referee, waiting to blow that whistle for GRFC to get a massive 3 points here in the MPSL. This could be a collision in here as Wayland sort of sits back on it for a second. Postal weight comes in. That's Shakely under pressure from Sutton. Postal weight wins that tackle. Dances out around a little bit. Postal weight spins out of pressure. Postal weight defends off. Brave challenge there. Shin guard bounce around on the field. Not sure who it is. Connerty plays and wins it. This is Kayo. Now Sutton on Sehan on the far side. Stays on side. Tight pressure. Plays into Liotti. Liotti in the middle field by himself. Gets his head down over it. Tries to strike it. Blocked by Connerty. Connerty gets a flick on. Kamara might find himself in space again. Meyer takes off the fly. This is Wayland running in. Tries to hit a long-range effort with the goalkeeper outside of his 18. And just like that, the final whistle blows. Referee puts his hands in the air, points to the center circle, and GRFC take a massive 3 points at home. Avenge the loss of the season at AFC Ann Arbor by returning the favor here at Houseman Field. GRFC 2, AFC Ann Arbor 0. And that big start to the game in the second minute as Kenroy Howell scores in the second minute. GRFC withstood the attack a lot. Noah Fazekas stood on his head multiple times tonight. Trent Vector stood on his head as well, stood in the near post and blocked that shot. Couple balls off, just wide in chances. However, GRFC comes out and claims the victory. 2 big goals. Morris Kamara fighting it off in stoppage time from midfield, just streaking in there, doing the right stuff, being strong on the ball. But I tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better matchup here in MPSL action from Houseman Field. Once again, goal scorers tonight in the second minute, Kenroy Howell, and later on in the game, in about the 92nd minute, Morris Kamara. GRFC 2, AFC Ann Arbor 1. So as the table looks, GRFC is going to sit on 22 points right now, only 1 point behind AFC Ann Arbor. That's a big result right there for them. Only 1 point behind first place, 2 games left. AFC Ann Arbor has 2 as well. Ann Arbor's got to take on Columbus and Indiana. That FC Indiana game is probably a wash. We can probably pick the results of that, barring a miracle. But that draws up really well for GRFC tonight. From Houseman Field, my name is Justin Harnden. Your final score again, GRFC 2, AFC Ann Arbor 0. Boys in blue travel to Columbus on Sunday, so if you can, tune into that match, travel the trip, see how that goes, because that could be a pivotal moment in this season in the Great Lakes region of the MPSL. Final score 2 in favor of GRFC, AFC Ann Arbor 0. Have a good night, folks.